surprised it's only 10:22 right now. But tomorrow I'm going to try to chop some wood for myself. Because if I don't, I won't be able to heat my body. I think I'm going through another phase with whatever the venom it was that they gave me, where it's fighting, it's trying to kill me, but when it feels the worst, when it feels really bad, it means that you know I could possibly be winning that the venom. I'm winning it, and right now I'm just thinking what I can do. So I have like a pot of lemon water, lemon rind, and I'm heating my stove really hot here. Um, and I'm gonna start kind of steaming it. Uh, I've been experiencing. Well, I guess I get hot flashes, because I'm of that age. But I think the hot flashes are a spiritual thing, very much so. Very difficult right now. I mean, I think that I can look at the planets and Mercury is squaring my moon right now. So that's a difficult passage for me. I feel a little better now that I'm kind of up and communicating. Um, but I'm doing all I can to kind of sterilize myself. Kind of, you know what I mean? So of course I could really use some support. My so-called friend, right? It's a friend of me. Just some people, if you want to call them narcissists, they are deadly people because before you know it, your life will be just turned upside down, right? And you're in a completely different realm. And I'm not saying that what I'm going through isn't what is supposed to happen. I'm lucky to be me. See, this is the thing is that well, I was born as an 11 numerologically, and if you look at the story of the 11, they're kind of picked on, right? They're picked on because we're called the ugly duckling, but we aren't ducks. That's why we end up being swans. And so what I'm dealing with um, is pardon me while I'm keeping track of the fire here. I feel I should kind of turn and let you see the fire going and kind of getting ready to. I want to be able to put a canvas or something around. Ideally, I would sit inside of a steam room because I have been experiencing. Well, it happened kind of already before me having been given this venom that I kind of sweat at night, getting the night sweats. I guess it comes with um, having hot flashes. And so I'm drinking a lot of water. Like, I just can't seem to get enough water in the cup and keep it there because I'm drinking it. I bought some lemons today with the donation money that I had. I had to, as well as chicken food. See, this person was helping me with this stuff, but no, when a narcissist so-called helps you, they're really helping themselves. That's what they're doing. And what I have experienced, what I'm looking at really is what all of humanity is up against a lot of the time are these kinds of people that they can't mean well. I don't know because they're not well, and I don't really want to dwell on it, because, but no, see, I notice now I get an unlike. I'm getting it, and it's like, well, so what, But I think that that's my friend to me that is just fucking mean, and they're stopping resources coming into me, which, well, for the past 4 years they kind of been cool about it, but for some reason it's at the worst time that they're withholding, and that's why I'm making this video, kind of just saying, come on, I'm looking for support away from narcissistic abuse. I've always talked about that. This thing is getting hot. I have some wood in there that burns so it burns really hot. So I'm at a phase or a place. See, I think it happens when people turn 50 years old. They have a Chiron return, and it really challenges you. And I imagine that it's actually time. Like my grandma would say, or anybody kind of would say who's alive. They say, "Well, no, you're just starting. You are just now starting your life. Either that, or you have done such things in your life to the point where you're kind of trapped, and maybe your health is suffering from something. Like a lot of people my age, I live in Southern California in America, and a lot of people my age are like, well, they could be really, really, really heavy set and in some kind of health problem there. But you wouldn't believe it. See, I haven't really told anybody. I told Nancy personally, but I was incarcerated again on, was it the 14th? These people are calling the police on me for any old little reason. Really, I just think it's time to talk amongst the neighborhood. I'm upset about the asphalt spill, and that thing right there might be causing problems in me, in with my health. In fact, I know it is, and that's why I want to get down to the bottom of it. And I would love to have that stuff removed. Pardon me while I fix myself some lemon. I have another batch of lemon, but I'm not going to give up on what I know I need to do. It's kind of time sensitive. See, tomorrow is Sunday. I'm going to cut a tree down, and I'm going to get the wood that I need. And that kind of activity, I think it will heal me. But see, I'm having to really make sure that I hydrate. I was trying to tell you how that these sweats, the night sweats, it's not just little old sweat. I am waking up. I mean, at one point, I have it's not a waterfall. It's salt water, right? You sweat salt. A waterfall. I could almost hear it splashing into the cavity of my chest here. I mean, I could take my shirt off and wring it. That's how much sweat something is trying to purge out of me. See, after this video right here, I'm going to fix up a, a pot. See, kind of like what I have here of water, really hot, and I'm going to pour a bunch of salt. For some reason, I bought a bunch of salt, and I'm going to immerse myself in it. I'm just going to bathe myself in all of this salt. I know it's very good for us. That's why we kind of sweat salt. It's good for us. It's actually good to kind of let ourselves sweat, like to keep a layer of sweat on us at times. Really, it's actually very good for us to keep that layer of salt on us, because our skin is one of the biggest organs on our body, inner body, as the body. I mean, it's the biggest organ there is, and it's doing its own self like preservation and curing that way, as well as, see, your stomach is like the inner skin that affects the outer skin. So like if you want to hydrate, if you want to like if you want to oil yourself, like how people put lotion on. Well, you can put natural oils on, like like olive oil, but the best way to get it into your dermis is to like chug a shot right before you go to sleep, because then your body, it's going inside of your inner dermis and it's going to come out that way, and that's really the most effective way, right? Pardon me while I erase some of these videos so I can make more space. But yeah, see, they released me on what it's called OR, which is own recognizance. See, you don't know what that word means unless you really figure out what you're saying there. It's recognizance. See, I was definitely pleading. I was telling this officer that no, he's being used and this is an exaggeration, and why can't you discern that this? And yeah, they gave me another court date. Unfortunately, see, I just wanted to wash my clothes, and the darn ticket was inside my shirt, and then I washed the shirt, and now the ticket is totally dissolved, and I forget the court date. But I'm sure Nancy could tell me how to get back in and look into it. See, uh, my friend to me, so-called friend to me, I call him, who has been messing with me. They don't know. See, they don't know that they're messing with you, but I think they do, and they're kind of wide eye and bushy tail, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, right? I don't know. Like, there's a faction of people that were highly abused by the system, by their fake religion, and it's still happening. Really, it's a mess, right? That people can, unfortunately, they can experience a version of life that is of that of like no love, and it's not fun, right? Um, I mean, a lot of highly toxic and abusive people, when they hear the word fun and stuff like that, they they want you in shackles, and they want to say no, it's not fun, right? And they want to abuse you because they were abused. They have a demonic possession, and they can't do good for anybody. They can't really love. See, when you can see it, see, at the same time that this is happening to me, see, I was talking about turning 50. See, you're either going to go, or you're going to go, you know what? Ugh, no. And you start climbing out. You start dealing with your, whatever, is it subconscious programming that, pardon me while I, first of all, I'm going to erase these videos that I made. But at the end of this video, I'm gonna put the video up where I was making a video, and then the police are knocking on my door, and then there's a section where he comes in here, and he tries to find my cell phone and my jacket, and he just and and it's a design to try to break me down even further, just like the toxic narcissist is individually. You know, the system is like, if you want to really know, it's like they are a narcissist. It is a narcissist because oh, it's an evil, it's satanic. And so, but there's remedy. See, like I'm talking about the salt and the natural ingredients is the the problem I'm having with the food that I've been just trying to get through me, and you just want to poop as much as you can, and you want to keep it going. See, I have this. I don't usually eat wheat bread. I'm not eating wheat. I'm eating sourdough. I'm trying to keep it non-GMO, but I don't like it that I am eating that. I think it's causing me to sweat, and so I have some broccoli and some potatoes, and I'm gonna make, you know, something to eat there. I am having trouble with the fact that I don't see, it can cause you to panic. That you, that's the design of the narcissist. See, the narcissist has never. I'll just go in general and add you in on it. You has never brought you up. See, they would not have made it by your side unless you were unhealthy. See, they can't be around healthy people or confident people. They kind of admire those kinds of people. And so I've kind of always known that this kind of anomaly was there, right? That, it's like, well, they're not really good for you. They're kind of poisonous. They will, like, at the age 50, they will have a bad habit, like really bad, like smoking cigarettes or drinking, right? Or see, my dad used to say there's three things, Shauna, that you need to stay away from. Three poisons that are deadly. Number one is religion. Number two is alcohol. Number three is cigarettes. And I agree. See, uh, like my friend to me, and a lot of people, they have a fake religion that they're doing. The fake God. It's Christianity. You bet. It's turned inside out. See, Osho explained it. Do you see what I mean? Is that, well, what kind of a religion is that where they're hanging somebody on the cross, blood, sacrifice? That's satanic. And now the symbol of hanging somebody on what is actually the equivalent of an archaic kind of like electric chair. What I mean is it's capital punishment. And they have skewed you. And they're walking around with this beautiful person that is now dead and bleeding. Great. They just fucking love it. They're like, yay, it's fucking satanic as shit, man. It makes no sense because the real symbol of Christ, and people don't even know what you mean by Christ, but it means Messiah, I guess. The real symbol is the fish because that person just was tapped into the abundance of the universe. The universe is theirs, theirs is the universe. It's a beautiful place if you ever can look at it. But we are in such a weird place here. The 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 earth where the world is there, which is, yeah, they say that Satan owns the world, is the creator. I feel like I'm being encroached upon by that demonic entity, and here's why. It's because, well, I'm not an isolated incident, for one. Humanity is experiencing this. Now, I might be like my uncle would say when, you know, they just have a hard on for me. They're really just bring that paddy wagon anytime for any little thing and throw me in there. It's weird, but see, it's guaranteed that some people, everybody, is experiencing their version of this, of of a kind of a alarming situation, right? I just don't know what you guys are going through, but I'm sharing what I'm going through here. It's like I said, it's not nothing that's not supposed to happen because I'm supposed to go to court. I was talking about we're supposed to go to court and like camp out there and because the damn place is empty since the day of Christ, right? Who just said, no, I sacrificed myself so that you may know that there's something fucking fishy going on here. And so pardon me while I just kind of talk and bring this steam up into me. And what it is it's lemon water and salt. I didn't put any salt in there, but I can. I'm also cleaning my eyes out. I had an experience today where I'm trying to take a nap on my bed. You see, it worked. I need to engulf myself inside of a 100. 80-degree room, but more like a steam room, full of eucalyptus, but lemon. I'm thinking of pine, and it will help me. I mean, it will help my lungs immensely. I got my X-rays, um, and I can't really read them. I mean, the only way that I can would be able to tell what's going on with that is if I get another X-ray, because it's not nearly as hurting as it was when I had gone to get the X-rays. It was kind of dissipating, but something, right? Okay, so what's happening? And I got these X-rays. See, I'm gathering up all of this information, my medical, and next week is a heavy-duty week of doing work, getting transcripts, and I feel really stupid because I didn't really save the darn copy of the I mean, I think it might be downstairs and shuffled in the back, and maybe some mice are eating it or something. Um, of the restraining order that these people got on me just because I was saying things. And if you look at some of it, it is so petty and weird, and really, if you're a good person, now, when I go back on the 27th to plead my case, to open up a lot, really. But the main thing is that I'm going to start with, it's like it's starting with the environmental terrorism in my neighborhood. And it's not just in my neighborhood, it's in the community. It got hit really bad by, I would say, it's deep state military that wants us all dead, just like the narcissist. It just wants to fuck things up, but it's satanic as hell. It doesn't seem to be able to just serve up a fucking decent glass of water without pouring sulfuric acid in it and right? I mean, San Diego lost a case a few years ago where one community was literally having to fight. And the reason why they lost is they didn't have enough money. And it's like, well, sorry, we now you lost the case of see, they wanted their water to be unfucked with. But China, and you can call it China, but really it's just this entity that's here, says, well, we can pour our sulfuric runoff from coal mines into your water supply. They lost that case. Can you believe this fucking world we live in, you guys? I see right now, it's been a long time of me drinking just nothing but lemon juice, and I can't drink anything else but that. When I taste the regular water, it doesn't taste right to me. And when you see, there's something about when you put lemon and water and you let it sit, it gets into high alkaline, I guess. And I can tell with the amount of water that I'm sweating out of my body, I have to keep pounding it right so I don't get completely fucking dehydrated. It feels so good to get it in me, and I don't know how long this video is going to last. I mean, I think I have like a lot of time. It takes a lot to try to upload or download onto YouTube a video that lasts like longer than like an hour and a half. Okay, so but I'm making this video because I'm just documenting the symptoms that I'm going through now, how horrible it is. But I think there is a compounding thing going on. I can look at it. There is Mercury aspecting my moon, and that's big, especially for us Aquarius moons. We're not handling much anyway. It's not a very like stable place for the moon. The most stable place is Taurus, and I think the most like flighty and weird place is Aquarius. And I see it, I respect it. That's why you want to kind of know astrology, is because you can understand, well, okay, so our moon square or something like that. Yeah, see, it's the weekend, and for some reason we have, yeah, well, by the time it's, well, Sunday going into Monday, I don't even see the 14 degree. It goes from 13 to 15. Sometime in between them, that's where I'm doing tomorrow. I have to just understand it. It's just a tough passage where I will be uh, cutting down this big old tree. It's so big that, well, what I mean is it's a dead tree. It's so big that I won't be able to fit it all in my car. I would have to do like 4 or 5 trips, but I will fill up my car full of rounds and I will bring it back here. I am so grateful that I can take care of myself that way, right? This mountain will take care of us. No, not by the boxes of see the narcissist up here. It is so fucking weird. It kind of happened. I notice you'll see at the help center that they have a carton, right? A container that says mountain disaster preparedness. It's like, babes, when people go up into the mountains, they're escaping a disaster called the world, and the mountain will take care of you. Now, if you don't know that, you have these cartons sitting around, supposedly what you have non-perishable in there, like crap that you'll just pop open some cans and start eating them when really you don't know it, but that creek out there has trout in it. You don't know it, but you have quails out there if you really want to eat meat. But there's other ways that you can survive too, especially now. There's stuff that you can eat. Just in other words, the mountain will take care of you. And I thank God I know that. I thank God that I'm. See, I think that these people do not like me because I'm like that. I'm just kind of like, it doesn't take much for me. I would love to share my life with somebody or a bunch of people. Say, look, no, it doesn't take much here. But see, a lot of people are programmed to just be busy, 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 and they think that you're missing out on life. And it's like, well, fine, if you can do that, fine. See, I just the money thing is really hard for me, but it's hard for a lot of people. That's why I'm on here, like begging for money, but it's really just support that I need, very little. See, I need it more now than ever, and and this friend of me person just withholds, let alone that I know that they've been minimizing and they're not telling me, that, oh, I could have given more, but I gave less. You know, like mostly everybody has a bill that is just like a chalk up of $100, but they're getting less, and I'm sorry, and the argument is, get your own money, right? I mean, stop complaining. I'm giving you stuff anyway. They're so fucking mean and cruel because they're taking from your soul. They're stabbing your heart out, and they're drinking your blood, kind of a thing. And you're not supposed to, like get into that, right? Talk about that, and I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I don't know. I never really got so close to it to where that it's hard to tell like what has flipped everything into this horrible place. It's not that bad. It looks bad. It feels bad now. I mean, I got the Mercury squaring my moon, which is affecting my emotions. It's a very well, I have a hard moon anyway. It's not the worst placement, but out of the fixed signs, I think Scorpio is the worst place for the moon. They do have these fucking trippy issues. Like if they're not doing art and poetry, then they're some kind of torturous weird person. I don't think my moon is very difficult in Aquarius. It just makes it very eccentric. The moon rules our mother and our feelings. It's like a, kind of a feminine quality. It's a malefic, and in Aquarius, it's kind of just funky. The saying goes, it's like, well, there isn't anything happening there, not anything deeper than the kitchen sink. Really, just we can be pretty darn irritable, but anybody can. But I think that the Aquarius moon, all the fixed signs though, they have this fixedness about them to where if if they're set in their ways, and then if they don't do change very well, right? So anyway, I don't want to pick on myself or anything, because the narcissist is right there going, yeah, yeah, you dislike. I have gotten more dislikes, and I think it's from my friend to me, and it's like, yeah, that's their programming, man, is to try and keep stabbing at you. The reason is that is because even though I'm going through this, really, humanity is starting to go through something pretty gnarly. It's because they're starting to stand up and say no, and we want our health, and we want to question this, and they don't like it, right? Who are they, Shauna? You have a demonically possessed faction of people that it's like I call it the hit and miss. Like maybe it didn't get to you, but academia is part of the plague that will keep people just programmed up. They call it the wall, right? What Pink Floyd talks about is just another brick in the wall. Really, I call it another one bites the dust because they aren't safe to be around. It's really not safe. The poor kids are born into this, right? And how do they make an escape? But some actually do. That they start rebelling early. Now, what rebel means is that they know the right tune. They're like, no, actually, you could have done something of the opposite of torturing me, or what the system has trained you to do. That says, no, this is the right way to do it. So having said that, there's something called miracles. You can talk about miracle, but what it really is, what a miracle really is a change in perception. It's a change of mind. It begins to see something different. Well, the tables have turned in there, and you actually go to the light side, I guess. It's a very dark place in the first place, the mind is, and I'm going to try not to dwell on it. I'm surprised that it's only going on just 11 o'clock. I have not gotten very good sleep. See, when I was dozing off earlier today, something went on with my system, and my arm was completely numb. And I found myself like getting up and really coughing out some stuff, which is good. But I don't want to experience that anymore. It kind of gives me a phobia of even like say, well, you want to go to sleep because it just feels like that something comes up and threatens my life. It feels like, and then I wake up and I have to. It's good that I'm coughing stuff out. See, talking about these X-rays. Thanks for listening to this, but babes, I'm really going through this thing, and I don't know where the fuck my friends are. I don't know who my friends are. I'm pretty sure that no, there isn't any real friends. Somebody like me has jealous people around me, envious people around me, because I am very different than them. But I'm here to tell you that no, I'm actually a very accepting and loving person. I accept people as they are, who they are. I embrace them with energy. And here's the thing: is that narcissists and sociopaths probably alike, they don't like it. They don't like that game. They kind of just go. It's the same thing when you go like this to them. When you see that's like that's not a genuine like effort to help me. You're actually testing my emotional waters, and you're racking up information that you will hold up against me later on as weaponry. Any fucking thing they'll hold against you. I mean, they will manage to make the fact that, well, did you win $45 million? Well, if you're not careful, see if you're invested in these fucking assholes somehow emotionally, see this is where you do not want to mess with people. They'll make that win for you miserable. They'll convince you that no, that's terrible. They just shut you out, and so now because really money isn't the answer, right? To have a good ecology around you of people that support you and smile at you. See, this is the thing I'm experiencing, you guys. I'm having to get out more, right? I'm getting out more, and whenever I do, though, and it's always been this way to me, though. That well, no, more so than ever. It's fucking profound. There's some people that are receptive to my energy, my aura, that is of the light. And I want more of these people around me, and I want to reach them through here and then come back at me. That's who I think Tina and Nancy and Kim Cast and Daisy Chain are. Those are the main donators I've had. There's Hindi, but this is Facebook donators. I don't think that she's going on my YouTube. Tracy helped me. She has a medicine circle, and but they kind of outcasted me because they heard me talking about the LBGDB, whatever you call the gay and lesbian people. Um, uh, they misunderstood what I was saying about it. I'm not against people feeling good. You know what I learned in my last incarceration. This one woman was there, and I kind of started. We kind of were talking about, it, and she was kind of talking about the main thing she told me. She says, "Well, you know, with that person, Jesus Christ, the main thing here's what I think that that person was gay." I'm like, "Oh." Yeah, and then she continued to say, well, because straight people are kind of locked in bondage. They're kind of trapped with their mindset, and they're not really healing each other. And so she was leaning more of just on the sexual healing part, like the being loving towards everything, right? And it's a whole different realm. Talk about a miracle. Um, it's a different mindset. It's not that you're perverted and that you're clamping down on somebody's uh body and energy. No, there's sexual healing anyway. I kind of adopt that, but I don't look at it as um like with that language where you're saying gay or something like that. Well, gay means happy. God, I went here. It's minute 37. Like and subscribe, and send a donation. Small. I would love for it to be more and more people that will send me like if it was you've heard me talk about it, like if it was 20 people that could give me $10, that's much better, right? Because money is very scarce, and a lot of people are doing things with their money that is hideous, right? They're probably buying Starbucks or a donut, and it's like, babes, just can you cut back on that and send me something so that I can stay and eating my stupid lemon. See, my food is running out, kind of running out. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to start reaching out more. My cousin Jamie, she's such a sweetheart. I'm sure that if I plead to her personally and say, "Please, can you help me again?" she will. She will come over here from Joshua Tree, which is about an hour and a half drive, I think, or something, and she will give me. See, I'm working on a sack of potatoes now that she gave me. It's a better sack of potatoes that I've found anywhere around here. She describes that she goes to farmers markets where their chickens are grown locally. You know, the stuff that they buy there. That she is actually making sure that she's doing that. But there's other things that she needs to make sure too, which is to quit smoking. She smokes cigarettes, you know, and she proceeded to tell me that she has a heart stent. Like they already put a stent in her heart, and then she lights up a cigarette, and it's like, babe, I know that I'm pretty bad with some things. You know, we're all kind of guilty of doing things, continuing on doing things that isn't good for us. But now I'm just flashing that, well, life isn't good for you. This fucking thing is a terminal um sentence. And having said that, what are you gonna do for us here? Are you just gonna become another brick in the wall and keep an impossibility going? Ugh, man, like that fucking asphalt over there needs to be cleaned up. And I bet you anything I will do it. I will see that I mentioned it in the first hearing, and then I'll mention it's like, well, it's too bad that these people couldn't really side up with me about that. They don't make much sense to themselves, let alone me. Not to the court, not to anybody in higher courts of law. Like, why did you mob on to Shauna? What are you standing up for? Well, we stand for toxic asphalt. And I'm not talking about that it's just, oh, it's asphalt, asphalt is asphalt, it's asphalt. No, they doctored this stuff up. They doctored it up especially to just really fucking irritate the hell out of people that I think they know that there's like this mixture of people here that, man, there's, I see, that's what the lawyer proceeded to tell me. They said, no, there's some people that they do want to torture you through, like, what? Well, go cut down a very large green tree. Do that. See, I remember when it was 2020 and they had done their work with their C-19 announcement, and everybody is like feeling a certain way, like they can't, they're feeling helpless, like, and people are actually succumbing to fear, which can definitely kill you. That's the worst killer. And then so what happened that summer is that Edison, it was like a fresh new bunch of people. They called themselves environmental conservationists or something. Brand new trucks, brand new vests, brand new hats, and they were going around cutting trees, green trees. I've never seen that in my life. And they were doing something too, where they would cut a pine tree down, but they would leave a 20-foot stump. I've never fucking seen that in my life. And people were supposed to push back against that. And in fact, I did in my neighborhood. Oh, I raised a fucking stink. And I went from door to door. And I said, do you know that you have a right to keep your trees? You do not let them convince you to cut them down with their excuse of the way they think they see, oh, structural integrity, because it might fall on the power line. We take our chances up here. Thanks for listening to this. See, I'm making sure that I don't get too riled up. I'm going to proceed on. See, it's going on 11:04 right now, and I'm gonna take the time to chop them potatoes, and I'm gonna make a big potato um, uh, broccoli dish. But I'm running out of food. I don't have the kind of butter that I like. See, I get food stamps. I get CalFresh food card from the Social Service Division. I find it very interesting that they call it division because it's a social service, and we're divided. See, there's social people, there's people that are capable of being a good friend, and then there are people that are perfectly incapable of being not even a good friend to a fucking golf ball, that if it needed to go through a gutter and get out the other side, they will prevent it. How easy is it to just get that damn thing going, but they will disallow it. So I realize what I'm going through, like, I'm not panicking, but I'm experiencing just this like hurdle that I'm getting over. And did you notice that when I stood over the steam, immediately I started coughing something up. That's what I want to do. I would love to have a canvas of some kind of heavy blanket. And the truth is that I can set this up for myself. I can create my own steam room right here. Like I said, when I turn this off, see, I'm going to do this potato dish with the broccoli, um, garlic. See, I'm not a vegetarian. See, I try to eat fish. I think is good for us. See, but see, I'm trying to stay away from things that will uh, be adverse to my health, which is most stuff in the United States. Like I said, I sometimes mention, like, no, you don't eat wheat. You're not supposed to. I guess the I've heard it was like, and it's ironic that I love sourdough bread. It's it's good for your stomach. There's something about it out of all of the breads that is actually good for you. And if you can get a non-GMO type, which I do, you try to look for the little winged butterfly on it. But who knows? You see, we live in this place where they just lie. That's what you experience at the jailhouse and everywhere. They're all lying. They're playing a vicious, fucking hideous game. They think that you deserve it. Nobody deserves to go in that place. They deserve love and to be nurtured and held in such a way that they are rehabilitated that way. But it's desolate. As far as that, having said that, the ecology of the human, it's not human. That's what the problem is. It's non-human and it is inhospitable. If you notice, okay, so my friend and me, no, they're clamping down. They're pissed off because I stopped having sex with them, and they're just like, they're just vibrating. It's like, too bad, because I want my energy, and they've taken a lot out of me. And this is the first time I'm mentioning it, and see, they're not liking my videos. They're disliking it. And it's like, babe, I need support more than ever, and it's obvious that you are fucking demonic, or you're just a torturous person. You want this thing dead. Somehow that you don't know it, but you have something inside of you. I say that they're parasites. They're starting to dial in on that. If you don't fast, you have to fast in order to flush out and start to change your mind. It's in the Bible for whatever reason to do it. And I'm a faster indeed. And I am taking care of myself. Like I said, I'm doing this thing where I am making sure I'm eating really well, just making sure, but not just 3 meals a day. See, for me, it would be like once every 2 hours to keep trickling in something in, but no, just make sure I eat a very good meal, something good that is just going to flush stuff out. Thanks for listening. And to sterilize, and I'm going to do the salt bath tonight. You guys, I need help because my electric bill, it's going into almost $500, and when that happens, they'll turn my electric off. And I did this thing with my so-called, boyfriend, my friend and me, just kind of looking at it. Um, they approached me with a lot of lust, which I don't like it. I don't like that feeling. And it got to a point where I was testing the waters, really. I was kind of being there for them again, and it was me that was incarcerated, and I didn't get any sleep at all. And I'm having to be there for them. And I could argue with them all day that they'll just say, oh, but I was blah, 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 and there for you. And I could have gotten an Uber ride home. For some reason, they say, well, he said, you can get an Uber ride home for free. And I was like, no, I want love in my life. Don't you love me? What the fuck? And these people have a horrible mentality. All they can do is spiral down. They're looping into their minds, into memory. They don't look forward. It's not a miracle of being aware and being able to see the future. Nothing like that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry that you don't know that kind of life. But I'm a musician, and I'm a freehand playing musician. I can play live really well. But see, what I do is as I see forward, I don't know, it's important to handle a higher learning tool, but you don't have to learn music to know this phenomena of being able to visualize and look forward beyond your memory. But what it is that you just have faith. Why, how? Is because you see the structure already. See, as a musician, I know about the key of A. The A on a piano, see, I've been playing it all my life, but it becomes a vibrational frequency, and see, it's a mandala, the harmonious structure around just the A tone alone, where now you have a chord that's the A, and then you can have a concerto, an A concerto, and it begins to look like a flower. It's a mandala. In fact, music is circular. That's why every way to play music has that you can see is on a spool. The best way to explain it is um I do not like the way this fucking Mercury's moon squares feels. It feels so fucked up. But I'm sitting here doing the right thing. I'm talking. I'm starting to sweat a bit. Now I'm gonna go steam it up again. Let's see if I cough again, right? Good God, you guys, isn't this fun? Here, be miserable with me. if I had a piece of canvas or a blanket around it, ideally it would start at the very top. It's a pretty high ceiling here. I would just create a cove, and then see, there's saunas. I was trying to explain about the sauna thing, how I've been in saunas, and if they're 160 degrees, I can sit in there all day long. I'm an Aries rising that I don't mind heat. I love heat. Um, and having all kinds of strange, like aching pain. It's because of dealing with this friend of me person that it's like, no, no, that person is actually trying to ring you into into this feeling. It feels like that. It's too bad, but there we go. I'm sure I'm not gonna get a like on my fucking YouTube. You just see that it's so fucking cruel and mean because it's like, well, no, actually, see, this is just the way it looks. Like I said, I'm not an isolated incident. The human spirit is rising up. Astrologically, it shows. With the Neptune in Aries, it's going into another degree, 1 degree. We've never experienced that before. This is what's a trip is that Neptune will be going back into Pisces one more time by October. And this is where I know that, see, it's kind of like a gear. It's like, whoa, did I see that? Are we really doing a spiritual warfare? I mean, is it coming on? I mean, I didn't think so. I thought I was just working at Taco Bell, or I thought I was just working as a fake doctor. That, but now see, some people are waking up. They will not get involved in, say, administering vaxes or pouring fluoride in the water. Like, they tainted the water up here. It wasn't too long ago. They tainted it. They gave us a warning about it. I don't drink it anymore. It's contaminated. See, I'm alone here. I'm pretty darn good and alone. And I'm starting to put my videos on my Facebook page only to my so-called friends. And I know that I have a lot of friends that live up here. What I mean is on Facebook friends. And now is the time. See, like I said, I experience people of the same light. They go like this. They flash the light at me. See, this is where we're really at. It's a frequency. And people that are feeling bad enough to where that, hey, boy, I live in a weird place. I swear, I want to get out of this country. I want to get out of the country. I feel like that I have been set back from, I mean, I guess it's supposed to be happening. It's all divine timing. I mean, it's supposed to happen that I'm set back. I don't know. Not really, though. No. There's something called the narcissist paradigm. And that's, now I say it's the reversed universe that we experience here. And it's almost impossible to escape it. But I say almost because no, you don't have to get dragged down into their loop-de-loop. They call it a revolution, when really we're supposed to talk about the rebellion. And that's what's going to be going on with this Neptune transit. It's the sign of that. See, it happens every 165 years that it hits Aries, it resets itself. And the last time that it happened, I think I mentioned this already, there was a civil war in America. But I don't doubt, see, that it stems from overseas, right? Because it's a military base. It's been turned into a military base. People don't know it, but they're living imprisoned inside of a military bunker. And you can just, if you look at it again, you have mess halls, and you have to fight for your token to get your mess hall going, and people live very much completely separated out. I want out of here. I don't like it at all because my neighborhood, I say it's the most dangerous neighborhood, but see, no, there's some people here. See, there's this old family. I don't think they live up here permanently, but they love to come up here in the spring. and they pull their weeds by hand. It's right down the street. Right? See, there's an intersection, and they live on this corner, but see, adjacent this way are people that poured the asphalt down. And I really did make myself known. And I see, talk about the light again. I wave at those people and they wave back. They bring tears to my eyes, those people, because they're planting an artichoke there, and there was an artichoke plant that they had planted last year. They kind of knew that they can plant it there because the cars are getting close to it. But see, what I'm saying is that animals can't go there and eat it. They kind of get frightened of the cars. And they really do not have the asphalt going on. They're picking the weeds up by hand. It's a small little plot. I think it's like all, if you, at the most, it must be a half an acre that they have. See, Calden, there's this, see, that I'm talking about. Over here is the asphalt people. Over here is these wonderful elderly people that I wave, and they wave too. And I just want to see, if I had enough money, I would devise a little system where I make ribbons. There's a blue ribbon that says A plus. You are actually doing the right thing by pulling by hand and planting a garden to eat food. You're being harmonious with the environment. You are harmonizing. Then see, there would be a three different types of ribbons. There would be the brown ribbon that says you have failed grossly to protect the environment. In fact, you have polluted, and you just kind of give them a stamp. That's what those people deserve. I hate to say it, but the people on this side, see, I'm surrounded by sociopaths, but no, there's other houses that don't have these kinds of people there, and I think that they're largely clueless about where they are. Like how it really is, how important that they are doing that there. See, if they really knew, it would be more of a stress on them. Kind of like with me. See, when you actually know what's happening, it's really tough to like pick yourself up. Like the more you know, the more miserable you get, right? I mean, it's just like when you really are that intelligent, you can just see it. Like the way I was explaining. There's this man called Colden. Well, he moved. He moved. I think. Well, I don't know why he moved. It could be that he just got old enough or something. But I know that he's an Aries. For some reason, I know he's an Aries. For some reason, I do know that he works. He. It's just one of the older residences that have just moved away from here. Uh, Directly across from him, see, there's the intersection, and there's the old couple, the couple that's doing the artichokes, and then here's the asphalt spiller people. Over here is just it's open. It's open. The Idlewild School of Arts owns this property over here, and recently they just kind of fixed up the facility. It's a big place, and I don't think they're pouring asphalt down really. See, I tried to alert like one of my other friends that lived down the way, and he has a beautiful yard that it's not fucked with asphalt. And I tried to talk to him about it, and he is so programmed. When I talk about this stuff, it's like a fluoride stare, and even like I see that well, he has the satanic programming that just says, no, I don't agree with you, Shauna. It's like, but how could you not agree? Because don't you like your yard? The answer is yes. And so I tried to like create a miracle there where his mind would change. I said, but babe, imagine that if you just poured asphalt right here. Just see, he doesn't own his home, but I would say, imagine if your landlord just said, you know what, I don't want to do the weeds. I don't want to pull them, so I I'll pour this asphalt. See, the thing is about these people that did pour the asphalt right here, the weeds are coming up right through the crap. So they have to weed it anyway. And it's going to be terrible. I hope they break their glass out. I mean, they will if they try to get a weed eater and they whip it and a stone, even the smallest pebble gets whipped. They can break any one of their car windows, they can break their home windows, and I hope that happens. Just more and more complications for them. Besides for that, how toxic it is. How do these people not get sick and notice it? They're not in touch with their bodies, I guess. Thanks for listening to this. I'm going to turn this off, and it's 11:22 right now and at night, and I'm going to diligently I'm going to dress really warm because my kitchen, it's kind of raining right now. It might even be snowing. It was getting down to 49 degrees. It felt like snow was coming on. It's possible that it can snow even in April. It snowed on April 4th one time, I remember. It snowed in June one time up here. But that's climate change, babe. Yeah, right. That's climate manipulation. And so it might be snowing now because it's very quiet. That's the way you can tell. It's like, well, what happened to the dripping sound, and what happened to the rain? Well, it must have stopped raining. No, it's getting quiet because it's now snowing. And I don't mind that. I don't mind. See, but the thing is, no, see, I'm in Southern California. The roads will be clear by 10 because that's just the way it is. The asphalt has already been, the roads have been heated up enough to where you just wait and then it's clear. Rain or shine, I have to go get that big ass tree. And I will make another video of me doing that. And I will be very careful doing it. I'm a very careful person. I don't like hit bang myself around. If I start doing that, then maybe you should stop doing it, right? And the truth is that the with all of this awkwardity, I mean, you would expect it with Mercury squaring your moon, really. And if you have a Mars square Mars or something like that, it's a big be careful. But the Mercury squaring my moon, it's proving that the control freak, it's a control freak thing. People do not like what I'm saying. They're coming back at me with their mentality of being condescending, and it's just because of who I am and how I am. I try to stick to myself. I mean, excuse me for making everybody jealous for just being me. I'm not trying to do that. I'm actually very like accepting of everybody. I'm actually very much like that. I love everybody. They fucking hate that. They fucking hate it. Even to this day, see, that's what Christ Jesus is saying is love your enemy. Of course I am. And nothing but comical, babe. When I go there, it's life is a stage. And who are you? What kind of acting job are you doing there? See, I have to do these certain things. It's being plotted out in front of my face what I need to do. I was talking about the x-rays. See, I wouldn't know if I made any progress unless I went and got other x-rays. See, I wouldn't know how to read these x-rays that I got unless I got another x-ray and then compared them and then say, oh, I see. No, it cleared right up. See, that has cleared up and this has cleared up. And that's what I'm going to try to do. I already left a message on this health clinic up here, right? It's not socialized. In other words, you have to have a lot of money to get away from these fraudulents that they won't listen to you, but I'm going to make them listen to me. I'm going to make them write some things down. I'm going to make them copy things down. I'm going to make them do this because I have a court case involved with this. These are punitive damages that we're looking at. And no, I didn't get sick from having sex with a narcissist who had the vaccine. I got sick from having gone to fucking jail and was exposed to something. They made me do something. They threatened to kidnap me unless this happened. And this is where I'm going to try to get attorneys to listen to that also. Good luck, right? Wish me luck a lot. See, the weirdest thing is that they keep saying is that it's your word against theirs. Well, it's your word against theirs. It's like, no, you have to have evidence and you have to point at it. And then when you do look at it, wow, really? You're fucking this woman's life up just because you can't handle a few words that they weren't even directed at you after a while. No, they weren't. I was trying to communicate with the people. See, on the other side of the asphalt spill, there's people that are doing kind of what I'm doing is they have chickens, and I see that they have a lot of grass, and those chickens eat the grass. I have a grassy knoll on my property. It's on this side, and they do go over there and they're picking on it. I lost a chicken today. It was weird. I think a hawk got it. It's so strange. But I have had this clutch of four of them, and I already lost my rooster. With this illness thing, I wasn't able to attend to them, and that's my fault, I guess. I let them out, and then I wasn't able to be there, and then my rooster got taken. But there's another rooster in this clutch. I can see it. It's the most beautiful one ever, really. My 5D offshoot. Anyway, thanks for listening to all this. I'm going to try to post this up. I know. See, Daisy Chain just sent me $100. What I mean is, she sent me $100 within just last week, and then Tina sent me $100. I don't know if I'm supposed to mention this or not, but no, that's a huge donation for me. It fucking means so much to me. Nancy was the first one to get on my Cash App and send me $100, and it's just, oh God, I am so humbled and impressed, right? Because who has money? I'm not even asking for that. I'm asking for 10 people to send me $10. I think that by the time Jupiter is going to be going into Cancer. Not that that's great for my 369 Mars, Sun, Pluto, Mars, but it's actually wonderful for my Jupiter in Pisces at 10 degrees. I know for a fact that I'm going to be experiencing windfalls. Now we got July. If I can survive this long, right? By the time there's 1 week here where it hits 10 degrees, and that's where I don't know. I'm not interested in really. We use money to try to protect ourselves, and like I said, I'm running out of food. And the thing is my friend to me. I don't know why I call my friend to me. The thing is that I just don't feel their presence very well when it's coming down to this time. Well, see, all they want to do is get into my body, and I'm feeling like crap. And it's like, babe, you don't even care how I feel, right? And I kind of did this thing where I was like, I'm kind of playful. I'm a highly sexual person. I mean, I'm just playful. I'm a Mars ruled person. I am not short of liking these things that we do that feel good to us. I don't know. It's a higher learning tool, babe. It's a higher learning tool. And if you were fucked up, a lot of people were sexually abused when they were kids, and so that higher learning tool is off off the list of things to do. They're destroyed. They don't know that they are learning. Joy is the key, and that you smile at the universe and it smiles back, and then you can get anything you want. Fuck money. That's the way you do it. You can have an embarrassment of riches that money can't even buy by way of doing joy is the key. Pardon me now. See, I'm feeling like I have to excavate. It's called take a crap. And with that, I'm getting rid of that much more toxicities and stuff. Minute minute 8, and I'm talking to you about my excavating my bowels. But I wanted to finish this little bit about, can I stay on what I was saying? Oh, the sex thing. Get back to it, Shauna. Come on. I'll like and subscribe. Um, no, I kind of tested it. It was kind of sickening. It's like, well, I can still use my electric bill. Help me out with my electric bill. Sorry, I just farted. Did you hear that? First time I fucking farted on this thing. Am I gonna keep it? If I do, and you listen to it, hit like and subscribe, babes. Damn. Whew. Eating a lot of garlic and beans and stuff, and it's coming up like that. So anyway, I tested this person. I scooch. I really like him a lot. I could like him. That's where I think he uses that against me. It's just tearing my heart out. You know what I mean? I'm sick and tired of it. I try to communicate. It's like, okay, let's communicate. You can't be here for me. What I mean is that you're busy. You're too far away. You weren't here for me in the first place. You choose you. You choose your game. I don't know what the fuck that person is experiencing when I keep going, shut, stop, because my third eye is open. It's like, no, you can't really manipulate me. I'm a meditator. You just can't. And I'm not being two-faced on you. I'm being real on you. A lot of us are snapping out of this time of deception, and we're realizing that, oh, how many parasites did you get latched onto you while you were doing the Neptune and Pisces over there? See, anybody who has Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini, if you have a late degree, where the very late degree, 28, 29, that's where Saturn is in Pisces right now, fucking with us. That's and Neptune is kind of still, it's not an elemental square, but if it's still like 3 degrees away, even though it passed into Aries, it's still squaring until it gets away. It's called an orb. And a lot of astrologers give it a 10-degree orb, but the right way is just to give it a 6-degree orb. It means that you're 6 degrees on and then it hits exact and then 6 degrees off. You can still feel the square 3 degrees away. And that means well, the square is adverse. It's deception. You're going, oh, really, really, yeah, no, it's not your fault that you were hit by the Satanic Society, and they may have made you narcissistic. You're thinking that you're the one that's toxic when really they are the ones that want to make you feel that way. That's what I'm getting with this shit, and I'm like, no, actually, no, no. Just because I have a conscience and could say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you out so bad because you don't like being told no about light pollution and who knows what the fuck they're doing over there. I don't know. It's just they ruined 2 ladybug chimneys over there. I used to report it every year on my Facebook. I have like 3 ladybug chimneys in my yard. I hope. I want to see it. They come out in June when there's like a week and a half of consecutive warm days, and then the ladybugs emerge, and I call it Ladybug Fest. They have a Ladybug Fest. Don't We can't really time it very well. It's within those weeks that it gets hotter, and then they emerge. And I'm telling you, well, okay, so if you don't want ladybugs in your yard, just go ahead and tractor away and take away your salamanders too. See, whoops, I should be throwing this inside of the other place. There's salamanders. Those are a sacred animal. I don't know. People coming up here, they shouldn't be allowed up here. See, this is what I was saying out loud to the neighbors over there. I was just mentioning it so they can hear it. Like, ooh, how do you like the asphalt? And they shouldn't be allowed up here. They can't live up here if they do that. Well, these people, the people who got the restraining order and keep calling the cops on me, they thought I was talking to them about them, and I didn't even know that they were there. I can't even tell a lot of times because they build this fucking fence, and I ended up on my deck saying, and it's just time to talk. That's all it is. I keep saying that. It's just time to talk, people. You get together and you talk. You don't wait for a politician to do quality control inside of your own neighborhood so that you have a better life. Hello? Take care of each other. Do this, Oh boy. I'm glad to be getting this video over with, and I'm supposed to communicate. Communication is this. Really, it's a double-edged sword. You have a double-edged sword. The word is in the word sword. It's like the only word in that fucking word sword. Put the S down, and now you have word. You have to say something. You have to kind of the saying goes, it's like you're a warrior, and you have several swords that you're waving it and saying, now, do you see your swords here? I have your sword. You want it? You're inviting people in on, what is it, Shauna? Is it a major war and a fight? No. All that the warrior does is hold ground, centered in a majestic garden, a field of information that they are mastering. It could be anything and everything, but I do definitely go to the garden thing. Just in the center of these gardens is the warrior that we do not fight. We do not bother to go into the toxic fields of the enemy because we'll get sick there. The thing is there's an edge, right? There's a boundary. And a lot of times that enemy cannot make it in. Because, like I said, narcissists can't get near people that are healthy or confident or strong that way. It's like this. You'll see evil coming, and then they're like, ah, nah. And you're like, must be having a strong vortex today. You can expand your vortex outside of your body. Some yogis or warriors are ones that they don't have just like a 12-foot circumference. They have like a fucking 30-foot circumference. And that's where I'm talking about that aura thing. And I see it around me, and I see that there are people, and they're going like this. They're like, hey, I know you, right? Right? And I'm like, yeah, I know you too. You have a beautiful smile. And we're looking at each other amongst the um, very, very like ghoulish, goblinish kind of populace that's there. Did they take the vaxes? Good question.